Welcome back. And for those joining us for the first time, welcome to Patches Asphalt Park in Carrabar in the southern areas of Queanbeyan, just next to the ACT. My name is David Redden, and I've got the great pleasure of commentating alongside Jake Altieri, the voice of football in Canberra. G'day, Jake, again. It's great to be alongside of you.
G'day, David. Fantastic once again. Been a little while between drinks for us, but did miss a beat in the first game where the Giants Academy were just too good for the Sydney Siders.
They're not just too good. That was a convincing win. This could be anything. It's going to be very interesting. I'm familiar with half of these players because they play at Sydney, but the Giants side have a stack of players from the Riverina. And it'll be there's a few of them who I've heard of, but the majority of them I've actually never called in our life. From Galmangrongomata, my former club, Manga Park Cricket United, Coolaman, Leighton Whitten as well. There's people from everywhere, so it's going to be a really interesting game. You were talking about Ty Shepherd earlier on. He'll be easy to spot. He's going off at the moment. He's got blonde hair with a black rat style, and that's dead set true. Sydney, AFL Sydney in blue with white shorts. The Giants in their traditional home colours, charcoal and orange. Players get into position now. The sirens have been. This should be a cracking game of football. It really should. Sorry we're running a bit late today. The players are having heat breaks, and if you were here, you'd understand why we're doing that. And without any further ado, the next voice you'll hear will be that of the voice of AFL Canberra, Jake Altieri.
Thank you, David. Destined to be a fantastic matchup from what we've seen in the women's division as well. The Giants and the Sydney AFL, the AFL Sydney under-22's. Houston in the ruck for the Giants. Of course, their ruckman from last year, Big Logan Smith, taken in the draft, and he's now wearing the charcoal and orange.
Rebounds, was it?
Yep, we'll do it all again.
Number 666 remains, of course.
With Delaney in the middle. Gilheany. We'll get that right straight away. As they come away out of the pack straight away through Hilton to the Giants, it's a spearing ball inside. And Jovanovic on his home deck takes a great lead-up mark. And in about 30 seconds, not even 15, we've got a shot on goal.
Jovanovic just checking if there's much breeze. There is a slight breeze. It's a little bit hard from where we are to judge exactly where it's coming from. Directly in front of him, kicking right on the arc, I reckon, Jovanovic. You just see the breeze tugging away at his shirt. Kicks from right on 50. I reckon he's pulled that dramatically left. And in fact, he's tugged it so far left that out of bounds in the fall. Yep. Giving an early lead is Felix Rugg-Price. Over here on the left is Will Della, who played such good football for Inner West Magpies last year. Anybody's ball, they all fly. No one gets hands on that at all. Gets their hands free. Good tackle. Coming backwards, goes hard at the foot. He should have been paid a free kick, I reckon. Kane. He got dragged off that football by Ethan Roberts, but it's been umpire said I'll have it. Thanks. Umpire in good position. Up is Houston. Tapped out, however, by Jasper Crouch. Almost dangerous play there. He kicked that straight out of a player's hands. Umpire said I'll have the football again. So it's Houston on ball for the Giants. And Crouch, beaten that time by Houston. Trying to take the ball out was Angus Edwards, who had a superb season for East Coast Eagles last year. It's great to see him rewarded with representative footy. Third ball up in this sequence. This time Crouch gets it out left-handed. Grace, with the Ronaldo tactics, gets it out left-footed. Again, Grace, who's a thumping kick. Gets the reverse top on that. Falling over backwards. Good defence there. Coming around is Matthews for the Giants. Trouble. Here goes Longmire. Yes, that Longmire. Needs to get a handball out. Does. Goes to the check side right footer. Doesn't get anything like all of it. And it turns through for a behind. So Jake gets one behind to the AFL Sydney side. And the Giants Academy out to score.
I was rolling with Gilheany in the ruck, but you are right, it's Jasper Crouch. Apologies early on. So Kane out of defence towards the wing, looking for Jovanovic. It's over his head and out of bounds for a throw in on centre wing. Expect this to be fast and free-flowing. Much the same in the women's comp as they ran up and down, up and down. Much the same from the men's. Free kick's been paid to be a hold.
Against Crouch, I reckon.
It is. We've got a Houston who handballs right away, and the Giants on the attack. Withers turns and goes deep inside forward 50. Must have been touched off the boot. Great little handball. Shouldn't make a mistake from there, and he has. That's Baldwin. Had plenty of time and space to sum things up, but just didn't get it off the boot perfectly.
Right on the corner of the instep that was. He just shanked it. He'd be filthy because he was running in basically to an open goal with no one really close to him.
Should have done a lot better there. Isaac Baldwin. Sydney, booming kick, back into attack. Just spilling the mark was Elborn. The Giants again quickly onto the attack. Just missing Fairman.
Oh,
Right,
gee, that's
mark.
50. Gee, I thought he got him with a coat hanger there. Sorry, Jake.
Ethan Matthews going back with a flight. Awesome mark. Latanis inside, just over the head of his teammate. Crouch. Doing well, the big ruckman. Now into some space for Sydney. Awesome tackle by Baldwin. And we'll wrap things up in the middle of Patches Asphalt Park.
Thank you, Jake. One behind a piece. 4.5 minutes gone. Quarter number one. Alcherian Redden here with you in Carabar. Tapped out. Hold'em and Crouch have had a ding-dong battle in that ruck. And, of course, interestingly, Crouch is using the left hand to tap out and Hold'em right, which makes things really interesting in the ruck contest. Crouch gets that one left-handed. Drags it back. He's got to get rid of it. He's in trouble. That's holding the footy, surely. Umpire didn't see that way. Giants are away. Careful, my son, you're going to get tackled. That was Hilton. And away comes Sydney with the football. They do get the hold on the footy free kick. Edwards glides it out wide. That's exactly what happened. Running on hard here is Roberts. Can he get the football? That ball might... I reckon the breeze is going to that far flank. That ball, for me, moved in the air and went out towards the far side of play, Jakey.
I can agree with you there, David. You can see it in the background too, the trees. Just swinging along. Crouch took it out of the ruck. He had one hand to handball. That umpire calls by on. Ball absolutely flying around there. Arthur came through with the footy for the Giants, but Sydney chopping it off. Houston, the big ruckman, putting his frame in the way, getting a smother in. But Sydney, counter-attack once more. Couldn't reel it in the forward pocket and out of bounds. It goes, got a throw in, and that's Hunter Pickett, who you said haven't seen a lot of footy from Pickett, but you've heard good things.
Heard raps on Pickett. Yeah, he's brand new to footy in Sydney, but he's heard big things about him. Ball in. Oh, that's a drag out at the back. The umpire's actually got that. Well done. There was this slight little drag down, and the umpire's right on the money. The free kick Giants. Low, chiseling ball's perfect. Left-hand handball, and they're away down the guts. Another delivery. Perfect. Gee, their delivery's been good early on. Now there's a wall behind him, however. Goes onto his left foot. Doesn't quite get it. Goes up and out almost in the one spot. Big pack of players, most of which were defending. Chaos ball here. There's about... what did Jake Alchiri say earlier? A rolling ball. And that was close to being that. Crouch up against Hold'em. Crouch has got to realise that Hold'em's coming in here. He does. Goes right-handed. Edwards drops the football. There, that was Shepherd, I reckon. Was that a sling? That's got to be Shepherd by the haircut. And is. Oh, dragged him down. That's got to be a free kick to Hold'em. He sold that really well. Probably too far out to score, I would have thought. Short delivery, cut off by Grace. He was reading him like a book. Driving long ball. That's the example of Grace. He's a thumping kick. That's holding the football man, surely. Steps inside. You've got to finish those, son. That was done, Shay, and he can't quite do it. They're back in front, though, Jake. AFL Sydney 2 behinds. The Giants are 1 behind.
A lot of what we expected.
Yep.
So far, David. Good footy from both sides. Forcing the mistakes as well from one another. Plenty of pressure up and around the footy. So the Giants will come in through Malmborg. It's a bit of a helicopter, but it might work out well. Fairman giving a handball over the top as he's being tackled. Shepherd in there laying the tackle.
I might have to do some homework at quarter time. There's a player gone out there, number 12. That is not Wozniakovic. There might have been a change of jumpers late. I'll get some information on that for you soon, Jake.
Thank you, David. Withers. Getting into a foot to ball, I should say. Out wide. Big one-on-one. Doing really well was Allen. Gave to Snelling. His kick not so good. Baldwin had it and lost it, but went in to lay the tackle. He almost dragged the footy out too, did Isaac Baldwin. Still going in there, but wrapped up this time. The umpire will come in. Bit of push and shove behind play too. Houston. Putting it down. Handball looking for Ralph. Laying the tackle now.
So for everybody listening, I reckon that Mitchell and Bosniakovic have changed jerseys. Bosniakovic is definitely in 17. I'll confirm that for you. I'll duck off just before the end of the quarter and hand over to Jake. But I reckon that that's what's happened, so we'll get back to you on that shortly. Kick forward. First real chance for AFL Sydney. Brilliantly defended. Gee, their defensive work's been good in both games today, the Giants Academy. Going out wide, Perrott gets it wide, short. Gee, their delivery has been precise. Out there in centre wing. Again, another short ball. Extending. Great work. Very good mark under duress. Comes inside. In here to Prenter. Handballs off. Driving right foot kicks. A bit of a mongrel punt. Good luck marking that one. Tapped out brilliantly with a punch. That's legit. Was leaning backwards when that handball came across. It's just not all working. Trouble! That's a hospital pass. Does extremely well. That ball's got to be good, and it wasn't. It wasn't perfect. That ball's off the knee. It can't be out of bounds in the full. And trying to pick the ball up. Just the Giants doing great defensive work there, Jakey. And the last man to touch it was Josh Ralph.
We've seen that from all the academy sides today too, with the Sydney Academy playing earlier on. The defensive pressure right up from the get-go. So we get the ball back into play. Crouch over the top, did really well looking for Grace, who just left it behind. That's an awesome pick up there from Snelling, who sends it inside, forward 50, big pack forms. Just came over the top. Shepherd playing the tackle. Jovanovic is there. Coming through the other way was Higgins. Shepherd again. Boots the ball this time. Footy inside, forward 50. Good mark coming across was Withers.
Good luck kicking these. Was he left-footed? Holy cow, that might make a huge difference. That player on that mark's inside 10, surely, Jake.
Umpire coming out now just to fix him up. Withers, left foot snap around the body.
Out of bounds in the fall from there. Wow.
Too much bite.
Yep. Just less than 9 minutes left in the first quarter. They've sorted himself out. Literally, the score's 2-1. AFL Sydney 2 behinds. The Giants 1. Wozniakovic running around, getting himself into open pasture. Takes the mark. Beautiful chiselling ball. Gets it to Edwards, who's running alone and unattended. I reckon there'll be some work come on Edwards if he starts to dominate further. Beautiful squaring ball. Inside handball. They're setting this up like a training clinic. Gee, they've done well. Wozniakovic drops the mark. In comes Edwards again. Ball grabbed at his feet by Ralph. Was he dragged out of him? Umpire says no. Giants defending beautifully. Onto the left foot. Punching there, the good defensive work. Wasn't sure whether his man was. Takes him on, gets a handball out. Under duress, that could almost be high. And was paid as such. Umpire right on the ball. Free kick going against Harry Elborn there. Is that Oscar Perrott? It is. Perrott will be kicking right on 50. A couple of plays seagoing, trying to get a cheap kick around the back. Perrott from 51 gets a fair bit of it, sliding right, won't make the distance, off hands. Good disciplined defensive work. And Jake, that's a 2-2 draw.
Just played 90 minutes of the Emirates.
Old Trafford, thank you.
So Gibbs brings Sydney back into the attack. High footy towards our commentary position. Crouch over the back. Tried to hang on to the mark. Sharked immediately. There's bulge up. Crash. Winning the ruck tap down. Handball out to Higgins. The full kick up towards centre half forward, but that'll be chopped off. Sydney well set up behind the footy. And they're looking to go quickly. Wasn't ready for the footy. Della. Back in the Giants' hands now through Hilton. Centering ball's good. Heyman out wide. Oh, just spilling the mark was Withers. Well to get back onto it. Following up was Hilton. His kick off the side of the boot, dribbling out of bounds for a throw in.
We spoke earlier today about going to ground, and what they did there was they got the Giants play to ground and at least got an even money stoppage. And the Giants, we ruined that to a certain extent. But AFL Sydney defending desperately quite well. Ruck contest now. Forward pocket for the Giants. Hold them in there. Too big in there for Foster. He's a bigger man than Will Foster is, although Foster does do some rough work for New South Wales Unis and suburbs. Who, of course, play their home games at the famous Henson Park there in Marrickville. Right under the flight path of Sydney Airport. Be quite disconcerting. Tapped out Foster this time. Good body work. In and under. Tackle made in there by Edwards. But the ball's not coming out of there. In fact, I reckon that could have been Pickett in there. My apologies. Tapped out Hold'em. Chance. Onto his right. Good defensive work. Still danger for Sydney. Coming out of there, Harry Osborne, very calm. He did that superbly well to get that out wide. Goes short with the player looping round. Gets him. Gibbs. Driving ball. Wing gets hold of it. Brings it, takes it out that far flank. Got to get rid of it. Does quickly. Onto the left. Intercepted. Now here's a chance. Should go long and drive it. Sitting at the back. Oh, there's their 3-on-1. Easy mark, really. It is Jaden Gilhooney in 19.
Will Gibbs, I believe.
Oh, it's Gibbs. Thank you. I apologise.
The 14.
That's what I thought. I couldn't see 1914. My apology, everybody. Will be very disappointed that I missed him. The key Sydney Uni utility. 43-44 out and he kicks. Tough angle. Steps inside. That's gone across the face. There must be a free kick, Giants. He sold it well. Give him a gold logie, but that was there. That's a free kick to the Giants right at the back of the square. Standing the mark is Dunshay. Decides to play on. Going wide. Oh, what a delivery that was. Some of their delivery today has been brilliant. Zach Dalton stepping inside. Just falls off the tackle. Steps inside again. Driving ball. All AFL Sydney in the back there. Coming back. Mitchell. Correction, that was actually... Yeah, it was Kai Gibbs that time. There's two Gibbs out there. Dalla, as he does so often for his Inner West Magpies, going wide. Want to get rid of that football. Beautifully done, Giants out there at centre wing. Was that a trip? Umpire didn't see it that way. Anybody's ball picked up beautifully one-handed and driven back. Can he keep his feet? Worked underneath it. Needs to get a handball out. Does. That's all legit. Chance for AFL Sydney. Needs to give a handball, I thought. Another handball needs to come out. Missed it. The handball had to be perfect. It wasn't a Doherty. And the Giants' defence, once again, Jake, outstanding.
Marlball, it was clean below his knees. Saving the goal. He's in the ruck now too. Left it behind. Ralph, quick kick on goal. It's going to stay in. Higgins had nowhere to go. 2 to beat. He's pushed over the boundary line for a throw in.
And got a stoppage, which is all he could do.
Only a few minutes remaining in this first term. A good start to the game so far. Prenter.
Oh.
Shepherd's found an absolute paddock all by himself. Went with a 1 mitt. Couldn't bring it in. May pay the price here. Rug Price. Deep inside forward, 52 to beat. Marlborough trying to shrug the tackle. He does that very well to sell the candy over the boundary line. The goal line, I should say, for a rush behind. Moving it quickly, the Giants. Handball over the top to himself was Bugden. Still continuing on to the outer side. First one back there is Roberts. As Della in support, gets it back. Now back inside forward 50 for Sydney. Off hands, Melbourne ball. Plenty of it early. Probably hopes that he hadn't had that much ball, but he has. Done well as Arthur. Now towards the outer side, and they're away through Hilton. Now up towards half forward. Through the hands of McMillan. Got Della to beat and he couldn't. Back inside through Elborn.
Good decision.
Holding the ball.
Good decision. He made a football move.
So Giants quickly to one inside. Jovanovic. He's got it again. Hopefully, he can put this one on goals.
Jovanovic was the player that had the mark inside the first 30 seconds from directly in front, wasn't it? Yeah. And it went out of bounds on the 40, tugged up left. He's closer this time, Jokey.
He is. He will learn from his mistakes. Jack Jovanovic, part of the Queanbeyan outfit who won the grand final here in the AFL Canberra competition in the first grade in their centenary year.
Doesn't hurt when you Angus Baker played for.
Well, they beat him, luckily.
That is.
Jovanovic on his way, almost overcorrected now. He's kept that narrow.
I missaid that. They had Lopolato playing for them, didn't they? Yeah. Who won the best on ground in the game against Tasmania last year. He was unbelievable.
The brick wall, as we like to call him.
Interesting dude, but gee, he can play. Holy cow, he can play.
Nothing gets past Anthony Lopolato. Back to the game on hand.
Good
Sydney
running.
doing this really nicely up towards centre wing. That kick might be chopped off. It's a strong pair of mitts. Gibbs. This is Williams. That's an awesome kick. 2 to choose from. Some great work from Sydney.
That looks like, by the haircut, Jaden Gilheany.
It is. Gilheany.
Might be the... if this is fully timed quarters, I'm not sure if this will be the siren. It is, so it isn't fully timed.
So Gilheany will have the last kick of the first quarter. And any score will put AFL Sydney in front. Gilheany on the runway. Just push it to the left-hand side as you can do from that right-hand pocket. And they'll lead 4 behinds to 3 behinds over the GWS Giants Academy at the end of the first quarter from Patches Asphalt Park. Jake Altieri and David Redden with you for this final matchup of the day. We'll be right back after quarter time.
I'll go now if you need to start.
David Redden is next to me. David, getting ready for the second quarter.
Yep, just some apologies from me. I went down to check with the staff. Apparently it is Bosniakovic in 12 and Mitchell in 17, and I'll leave it at that. I did ask, I went and found the guys with the sheets. So that's my bad. I'm not 100% convinced, but I'll have to apologise. I've been told something, so that's fine. So he's definitely Bosniakovic 12 and Noah Mitchell is in 17 for AFL Sydney.
They've been pretty good, the AFL Sydney side, through the first half, the first quarter, I should say.
They scrambled well because the delivery from the Giants at times was elite. It was AFL standard.
Especially through the middle of the ground, and they try to hit the 45s back through the centre.
And that's a clear tactic. That's a clear pathway. Is get the ball half-back flank, get it into the inside corridor. To take us away again for the start of the second quarter, it is 4 behinds to 3 behinds. AFL Sydney in front by a point. It's Jake Altieri.
Thanks, David. Crouch winning the rough tap down for AFL Sydney. The ball spilling out the back to Perrott. Quick fire hands for the Giants, but they spilled the beans. Edwards back the other way through Lee. Inside forward 50 for Sydney. Off hands. Doing well was Arthur for the Giants, but paddling towards his teammates' advantage. He was quickly slide up by 3 or 4 AFL Sydney team members. We'll go again. This time inside forward 50 for AFL Sydney. Coming over the top was Dunshea. Did really well with the double tap. Followed up his work. His teammate unable to get into the clear though. We do it all again. Dunshea winning it down. Bolger slamming it on the boot. Umpire's going to pay the mark here. Courage shown by all players involved. Tumbling footy. Roberts gives it back. Dunshea. High up and under. Holding in the wind. And smashed over for a rush behind.
So the score check is AFL Sydney 5 behinds. The Giants are 3 behinds. Coming away from the kick out. They've got it to centre wing already. Might be a bit of a difference in speed here. G's done well to get his player off balance, and they picked it up again. Giants are away out here. Stepping inside, however, Edwards is knocking up getting kicks. He's just running around rampant. I reckon they'll put work in him the second half, to be honest. Lovely kick to position. Plays on. Now he's got to do something with it. Does. Needs a crossing ball to the hot spot. Gets it. 2 men in front. Should kick this. He should kick this. Pickett. Oh, he's hit the post. Aaron's shooting. 6 behinds. AFL Sydney, the Giants at 3 behinds. At the moment, AFL Sydney running along. This is Houston with the kick-out duties, which is interesting. Gets it out to Perrott. Coming wide. Gets the ball to Arthur. Done that well. They've beaten the zone now. And that's got to stay in. That's gone out of bounds in the full. And Ethan Grace, I don't think he can hit from there, but he's a thumping kick. If he lets loose from this particular spot, he'll hit that hot spot easily. Premiership play with North Shores last season. Does exactly that. Gets it to the hot spot. Man in front, Gibbs. Can't kick the football up. Dunshea trying to pick it up. Squeezes out toward Dunshea. Handball comes out. Matthews. Thumping. Look, that's a barrel. He's got a lot of that. And it's picked off there by Will Foster, sitting back behind the play. Edwards is on short. Ignores him. Thumping kick. Kicks it to the just short of the hot spot again. Big pack of plays. No one trying to punch. In there was Bolger. Couldn't get his hands on it. Free kick, Sydney. It's going to be a kick. Is it Will Longmire's got this kick?
Looks like Gilhaney again.
Jason Gilhaney again, is it? Certainly is the big unit. And Jake Gilhaney's got this pretty much where you love them as a full forward, smack bang in front.
Should be missing from here, should he, David?
I don't think so. I think he'll kick this. For our first goal of the afternoon. Gilhaney leans back. Bit of a mongrel punt, but he's done the business. First goal of the afternoon. AFL Sydney under 22's 1 straight 6 with the first goal of the match to Jaden Gilhaney. formerly of Camden and now of Inner Western, the Giants Academy 3 behind, Jake. And just at the moment, the AFL Sydney side starting to get some real cohesion together, and they're looking a little bit dangerous in attack.
They are definitely forward to centre. Seems to be whenever either side gets the ball inside their forward 50, they're able to lock the footy down and sort of get a few repeat inside 50s to cause a bit of chaos up there, but so far, AFL Sydney able to capitalise the most.
And Edwards has been one of the more influential players on the ground because they're not putting work on him. Now, he's not out there in the centre here, but he's been dynamite. Angus Edwards. Over to you, sir.
So Grace and Roberts in the middle for AFL Sydney. Houston putting it down and coming back through the other way was Hilton. His short kick chopped off though. Fitzgerald. Short one's on. Finds him. Alka and 50.
He's in scoring range, I think, Jake.
So Toby Alka will get trotted well inside forward 50.
I'll tell you what, if that's 50 metres, I'm buying land off him. Holy cow.
So Alka will mosey on in to extend the lead early in the second term. Looks pretty good off the boot. Hit the post.
And faded right.
So 1-7 now for AFL Sydney. The Giants just the 3 behinds. Marlborough bring it again. That's come off the outside of the foot.
And just stayed in. That ball did go out, I reckon, and Shepherd's kicked it out of bounds. I thought the ball was out before he kicked it, actually. But the umpires, they've definitely played that out of bounds in the full. And the kick's got the Kai Gibbs from South West Sydney is going to have to come a long way forward, one of the co-captains today, to take this kick. Just forward of centre wing, AFL Sydney. Shepherd on the mark, waiting to see Gibbs move. No option, so he goes with the backward kick to Grace, who's got another man behind him at sweeper, ignores it. Plays on now, Grace. Hoists it long. Dunshay sitting underneath it, going to mark, chopped out of it by the Giants defenders. Turning on a threepenny bit. This is where they're getting in trouble, the Giants. The AFL Sydney side recognise what they're doing and holding the man. They're just stopping them coming outside 50 at the moment, aren't they? That composed delivery in the first quarter has gone missing. And he's played on. Don't know if that's got the it's a tumbler. Off hands. Can he keep it in? He can't. Oh, it's kept in. That's amazing. I wonder if that's holding the footing. I thought that would have been rushed from behind, but it's a very dangerous spot for the Giants ruckman. He's almost going to tap these at his own feet. And a behind. Grabbed out of the ruck by Dunshay. And you just wonder, Jake, at 1 goal 8 if this is going to cost them.
You just wonder, because obviously the Giants have had their opportunities too. They're 0-3. This might be the chance that they've been looking for through Perrott. Up towards centre wing, but plenty of blue jumpers around. Almost a good tackle by Fairman. Now the cavalry arrive. Through hands, Shepherd. Grace. Went ninja style, couldn't take it with him. Now they're running through. Perrott, look out. Warden, absolutely smashed in the tackle.
And Fairman, of course, for those people listening in the Northern Riverina, a very famous surname in the Northern Riverina. The great Buster Fairman played for the Area Park Royal Bombers. Not far from Ganday.
Hasn't gone the required. Shepherd gets it off the contest. Now Perrott. Inside forward 50 he goes for the Giants. Well read. And a good mark taken out the back by Foster. Killing the contest and sending Sydney back into attack. That's gone over the head. His team to do well. Shepherd mowing him down and letting him know all about it. There's Tui. A little bit of push and shove following that.
Shepherd's having a real crack in there, trying to give them some energy. Looks like he's borrowed Tim Zoo's rat tail, doesn't it? Ball falls short, should be Holdham's, was. Clear cross breeze here at the moment. So just to give you a bit of insight, the cross breeze looks like it's going from the bottom of screen to the top, almost straight across, and it's affecting kicks at goal. Everything's going to the far side of the ground. So that's the first time we can actually see the breeze taking effect. Crouch in front, uses his body well, drags it down to Edwards. William worked on by Withers. First time that I was seen Edwards with a hard tag. Ducks his head. That won't be a hard tackle because he ducked his head. Just see if Edwards has got a hard tag here. He has not. In fact, he has. Edwards has got some work on him for the first time today. That doesn't surprise me. Crouch and Hold'em. Hold'em taps it down beautifully. Edwards chasing here. He's got to be good. Got to stay on his feet. Trapped with a foot there brilliantly by Printer. Kicks it forward. But both sides have got men behind the ball. AFL Sydney out towards Gus Lee. And the Sydney backman's got the football. Goes short. Again, Edwards who'd have at least 15 possessions, I reckon. Not much movement. Has to go very short to Mitchell. Running off him, trying to create run and carry. That's Roberts going square. Not sure if he meant that kick, but it's been successful to Della. Short. They've done this all in short passages. Gets the ball to Kai Gibbs. Prime mover for the Southwest Footy Club. Hello to all of our friends at Rosedale and Monarch. Gibbs. Might have to go backwards. Does. Their defensive work's good. Back to Max Tui. Going to load up this side of the ground. Over to Harry Alborn. They've done that very well, but it won't worry the Giants. Foster trying to get a 50-metre penalty. There's the short ball right in front of you. Elevates. Takes an easy mark. Gus Lee. Now he comes to critical ball. And they've got so many. So the Giants, Jake, have done that superbly. Let them play with the football. Mark there. Taken by Bosniakovic. Oh, going around the corner. It was a bit lazy. Needs to give it again. Does. Elborn on his non-dominant left. Gets it to ground level. What a tackle that was. Should run in, kick an easy goal. Does. Second goal to AFL Sydney. They're 2-8-20. And the Giants are 3 behind. Gee, that was a big passage of play. And the Giants, in the end, succumbed to sustained attack.
They're pretty happy to let them use the ball, AFL Sydney.
Yes, they were, weren't they? Outside 50, they didn't really worry because they loaded up and they had men in the hotspot, but then they got the quick ball.
They did. Once that sort of passage of play out here on the left, in the left forward pocket where the 50 meets the boundary line, the quick kick in, it all turned to shambles.
Yep.
I think it was Ethan Roberts on the end of a quick kick, putting it through. Now AFL Sydney lead 20-3. The Giants, Ned Nancer, just over 8 minutes remaining in this second term. Hold'em's gone into the middle. He just smashes it forward, but here's Edwards. Got some company now in the form of Baldwin, and that's a brilliant handball over the top. Fairman strolls on in and puts it through, and that's the answer the Giants needed. Now 139.
Come on, Lots.
To AFL Sydney at 2-8.
2-8, and you just wonder. Although that breeze is making it slightly difficult. Fairman from 43-44 did not look like missing that. From a very, very famous football club, Gammain Grongol Madon. If you're ever in Gammain, at Gammain Sports Ground, best pies in Australia. And trust me, I can spot a pie.
You heard it here first. Leaving the footy behind was Withers. Quick kick up towards the forward 50 for AFL Sydney, but chopped off. Might be Allen with the footy in hand. Comes out towards our commentary side, just over the head of Latanis. Chopped off by Gibbs, who's been pretty good, Kai Gibbs. Bolger now, inside forward 50. Good mark over the back. Pickett.
Hunter Pickett? Just a little nudge, just the tiniest little nudge gave his opponent, got him off balance, and he took a relatively comfortable mark, sitting at the back of the pack.
Hasn't hit the scoreboard yet. Hunter Pickett, well, he has with a couple of behinds, but
just inside left goal post, I reckon.
He's been pretty good otherwise. Hunter Pickett, a newcomer to the AFL Sydney competition. He strolls in, breaks 50, sends it on its way. Umpire does not move.
17-point gap now. Pickett knew what he was doing there, and you're right. It didn't actually. That didn't look like it had too much swerve on it at all. The breeze, interestingly, if we look out to the trees over the big ones, it's just abated, but he kicked that beautifully. And it's a 17-point gap now. 6.5 minutes left in the first half. Perhaps some of the ball. I can't. Edwards has been left alone. Grace and Edwards have done a lot of damage with the football in hand. And the Giants have just gone off the ball slightly. Hold them onto the ball. It's got to be a Kenny Rogers joke in there somewhere with the surname like Hold'em. Back to the centre. Hold'em and Crouch. Grace again gets the ball back. He's on his non-dominant side. Still gets it 40 metres. Another mark! Is that Pickett again, possibly? Or no, Pickett's. This might be Will Gibbs, is it?
Yep.
Yeah. Noted goal kicker for Sydney Uni. Kicked some bags last year. And this really will make things difficult for the Giants Academy. They've got to do something about Grace and Edwards. They're unstoppable in the middle at the moment. Gibbs, this is a throw over. And does it. Another one AFL Sydney. Just like that, they're 23 points up. 4-8-32. Finally getting their shooting going. After being 1 goal 8, I reckon. And the Giants are 1-3-9. And as I said, Jake, I'm just wondering if the Giants Brain Trust might sacrifice a player and have someone go on a run with roll, either with Grace or with Edwards.
They sort of have to at this point. They're down by a long way now. 23 points the margin. We're only just under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. They've got to do something if they're going to try and wrestle this ball game back to their own advantage. Crouch again, winning it down. Prenter was there for the Giants. They're inside forward 50 now. Off the leg of Jovanovic. Coming through is Latanis. Handball over the top. McMillan. Get a free kick for being dealt with after the footy was delivered.
Well, if it was after the kick, that'd be a downfield free kick. I reckon he's paid a free kick before he's disposed of, because wouldn't it be by definition a downfield free kick if he got him after the play?
Oh, how does that work if it goes through for the goals?
Interesting, that ball went through from behind, because that also technically... No, it's not downfield free kick, so it's come back.
McMillan on the left foot. Not enough bend on that one, and that'll go through for a behind.
Yeah, because that kick was taken at the point of impact, it means, by my thinking, that it was before the kick was... Because it would have then been a downfield free kick, theoretically.
Maybe as he kicked.
Yeah, but that's not after the play, so yes, that's possibly right.
Sean Alka. Now Gibbs. That's William. Out wide. To Mark Elborn.
50.
50.
That's... Gee, I'm not sure I agree with that. It was very, very slight contact from Kane. And interestingly, doesn't the free kick have to go on a direct line to the centre of the goals? I suppose that was really wide. So, yeah, fair enough. That's not too bad. Kane's asking the question about that free kick too, just quietly.
So, Elborn, just outside forward 50. Looks like he's setting up to have a ping on goals. He'll swing out from 50. Ends up towards the hot spot. Big pack forms. That's a great mark. Might be Mellenball down there taking the mark. He's been good all day. Arthur. Might have been a big ruckman in fact in Houston.
Oh, okay. Touched.
Off hands play on Della. Chiseling little ball up the wing.
That was a downfield free kick.
Ralph gets in, goes. Fitzgerald now. Back in board. Edwards. Assessing his options. Not told to go just yet. Now plays on. Inside 50. Again, another pack forms towards the hot spot. Giants player doesn't have the footy there. And it'll be a free kick. It's handed.
There was a free kick missed in there. There was a play that was dragged out in before that ball hit the ground. Unfortunately, it was missed. Good defensive act in there. Now, can they make him pay the AFL Sydney side over the shoulder? And a free kick. And this is one of the toughest angles in all of football over here. It's Ralph. You just wonder, no one's guarding that spot just inside on the arc. Yeah, just the closest player on the arch, Josh Allen from the Giants. But Ralph, it's such a deep pocket. You're not looking at much goal here. Steps inside and decides, it goes off the side of the boot actually. He didn't mean to kick it there, I don't think. Pickett dropped as soon as he touched the football. Can the Giants rebound here? No, they can't. Oh, beautiful busting of the lines. What foot speed. That's superb. And if he makes that tackle, he's gone. That's gone because he's bounced the football. Goodness me. That's an interesting decision. There's a specific rule in football when you bounce it and get tackled. Crouch and Houston. Houston gets it out. Grace, who's got dead set Sharon poisoning. Left-handed, left foot of barrel to Gilheany. Too big, too strong. And as I said, Jake, it's 26 seconds. This might be the last kick of the half. I think if I was the Giants' brain trust, I'd go and try and take one of Edwards or Grace out.
Because it's coming out of the midfield too easy.
They've got to block them out of the game. They've got to go and... way too easy for mine.
One clearance they got resulted in a goal for the Giants.
One. And another one to finish us off. So at half time, a compelling quarter of football from AFL Sydney. They lead 5-8-38 to the Giants Academy 1-4-10. And Jake, some soul searching to be done by the Giants. They've got to go and find a way to shut down this midfield who have just put their mojo in this quarter. They've been brilliant. Grace and Edwards in particular.
Yeah, and Jasper Crouch in the ruck too. He's getting right on top. He's giving them first use. Not only that, when I think it was a Pickett's goal or Gilheany's first goal that they surged it through the forward line. Grace kicked it inside. It was Crouch's follow-up work that started that chain of handballs. So, the Giants in the engine room, they've got to find something.
They do indeed. We'll have a half-time break now. Jake and I'll probably get a cold drink. It's a bit warm. It's not ridiculous where we are. We're getting a little bit of a breeze, thankfully. And we'll go and get a drink and come back and finish off this game with you. Reminder that in quarters 3 and 4, there'll be a drinks break after 10 minutes. Back with you soon.
it is the Ainsley Tricolours home deck.
You be on air again with Mick?
Yep.
And Jake and Mick will have you have those two games. And our games in Sydney are, I think, maybe 11:50 and 1:50 or something. It's a bit earlier than today. Because today there were 4 games, next week there's only 3.
I think we're about 11 o'clock and 12:40 or something. I think the two games are next week.
And there's at the end of next. And with no further ado, we're about to get going for the second half. Jake Altieri, take us away.
My pleasure, David. See what the Giants can do in the middle. Crouching and under, following up his own ruck work. Repeat stoppage. And they'll go to war again. Crashing Houston. Houston working his way to the front. He'll get the free kick for a hold too. So Houston, smack bang middle of Patches Asphalt Park, goes short. Finds Allen. Got a few options out wide, but he decides to go long and inside forward 50. Fish set to come from the Giants. Settling himself was Prenter, having a shot on goal. Teammate just seeing it over the boundary line, over the goal line, I should say, for one behind.
1-5-11 the Giants. AFL Sydney 5-8-38. Aaron shooting today. Tough conditions to play.
Well, he's on the top.
He's on the top and didn't get it, but it's still gone to centre wing and past centre wing. So that kick's gone the best part of 75 and he shanked it. Goodness me. Ducked his head. No high contact. Sunscreen on there. Great tackling. Superb handball under pressure. Got to take that mark, Bosniakovic, and did. They come wide. Crouches on and calls them to leave it and takes the mark like a good ruckman short. Right foot drive punt. Grace has got to be good. I reckon that's out on the full. Holy cow, that's close. Grace wheels around over the back and will go out of bounds. And I'll hand over to Jake because I'm out of that pocket. Still 27 points the difference.
Lucky not to be out of bounds on the full. Lucky not to give away a free kick down there too for a Shepard. Arthur getting smashed off the ball by Will Gibbs. We've got a stoppage inside forward 50 for the AFL Sydney side. On the attack early. Once more. Houston winning it down through the hands of Heyman and Arthur. Umpire found a free kick for a hold and the advantage will be taken. Here's Perrott down the outer side. Good kick up the wing. And they get and go, the Giants. Short kick more central to Fairman. A brilliant goal earlier in this game. Want someone to come at him. And he's kicked it straight on top of his head. It's a great mark taken though. McMillan obliged for his teammates' orders and doesn't let him down with a good overhead mark.
Plays his football for the Witten Crows down there. Mark Taylor over in Leeton. One of 3 places in Australia, Leeton is, designed by Waterbury Griffin. The other 2, of course, are Canberra and Griffith. Right in the middle of the Murrumbidgee irrigation area it is.
So here's McMillan strolling in just to give the Giants a bit of spark. And he's hooked that off his left boot, and that's one more behind.
So out of 7, 13, 20 shots, we've got 6 goals. So. Grace sometimes does this for North Shore. He's got kick-out duties. Watch the kick. Thumping ball. It goes over the centre circle, but he's kicked it to a 1-on-3. It should be Giants football coming back, and it is. Quick handball. Arthur needs to go again. Does. Lovely little shimmy there from Hamblin. Goes wide, very wide, but gets his man. Oh, terrific defensive act out there. Wide at half-back flank. I'm just not quite sure with that score whether that play going 45 to the boundary line to the death pocket with this win was the necessarily the right option.
It can't be with the wind smashing in their face as they go inside forward 50.
Hold'em and Crouch. Crouch gets the short throwing, taps it down. Little quicker kick around the corner from Latanis. Punch forward. Latanis gets the rebound. Much better kick this time. Where are the Rovers? Got to get rid of that. Does. Interesting handball. Got to get rid of that. That's holding. Oh, he got rid of it again. 2 excellent tackles. One more handball. Not out of this by any means. Now they've cleared it out. Love little work with the hands there from Bugden. Can he get the football? Gibbs, they've decided not high. You know what? He might have sold that. That might have been a bit of a Joel Selwood. As you remember watching the Geelong champion, was an expert at getting high tackles. And condolences to the Selwood family as well. From both of us. Crouch taps out. Brilliant handball to Withers. World class that was. Oh, give Withers a massive kick. That handball's opened that all up. Just brilliant. And it just goes to show one small bit of play can be so creative. Hold'em, the resting ruckman, absolutely has to kick this. And with the prevailing breeze, he's just checking the breeze now, pulling a Matthew Lloyd. Probably for mine, Jake, as I hand over to you, inside left goalpost.
Probably has to be where it goes, David. Hold'em. Coming on in. Sends it on its way. Just pushed to the right-hand side and hit the post. Just goes to show what the Giants can do when they get their hands on the footy first. They haven't had much of the first use so far today.
No.
It's the second time we've seen them get the clearance and really surge inside their forward 50. Foster banging it out of defence for the AFL Sydney side. Dunshea taking a good mark and wants to go on with the job with Arthur. Up towards half forward. Giants flew early and then late again. Taken out. Plenty of blue jumpers around this. Longmire was in there.
Holding the footy.
Trying to reef it free, but here comes Pickett who will get the free kick.
There's a man free up here that Grace has just pulled a check up here off for Gelhini.
To the hot spot. Plenty of numbers fly. Probably Dunshea who's worked hard to get back into that position, but
Grace just pulled a very little clever, subtle check for Gelhini, and the kicking player didn't see Gelhini free.
both ruckmen tap it to the same spot. Perrott boots the ball. Not very far as Withers just trying to burst through a couple. He got rid of one, got rid of two, got the handball away, but to nobody in particular. And AFL Sydney going to mop this up. And William Gibbs have another shot on goal. He kicked one this afternoon. Well within his rights to kick two here.
And the correct side for a right-footed player. He is a noted. Now, I'll probably have the commentators once, but he is a very good goal kicker and can kick bags when he wants to.
So taking his full 30 hit, dropping the footy. Will Gibbs strolling on in. Kicked it beautifully, loved it off the boot. And William Gibbs extends the margin. Now 31 points in favour of the AFL Sydney side.
2.5 minutes away from a compulsory drinks break in this quarter, and yeah, the errant shooting is the only concern. But this game could have been a bit different if the Giants had kicked straight. But for the last 2 quarters, I reckon, the last almost full 2 quarters, AFL Sydney's in the ascendancy, and they just can't stop them in the middle. That's the problem. And when you're dealing with the difference between under 22s and under 18s is enormous. Under 18s haven't been in the gym as much. Under 22s have had time. They've had time to get bigger, time to get solid in the body. And that's perhaps one of the differences today. Thank you, sir. Great battle in this ruck. Even Stevens pretty much that one. Edwards gets the ball down. Crouch. Goes to the right foot. Lovely grab. This guy Pickett's got a bit of class, I reckon. Wheels around. Low driving ball. At the back. On the ground. Goal. Was that Billy Longmire in 15?
It is, I think.
Thank you very much. Another goal, AFL City. Longmire crumbing his own ball. And it's now 37 points the difference. AFL City 7-8-50. They remember, and Jake confirmed this earlier on with a nod of the head and the left side of my eye, they were 1-8 and then 2-8. So they've kicked the last 6 shots have been majors. 7-8-50, Jake. 1-7-13. And at the moment, it's how far Sydney, with no disrespect.
No, you're not wrong. Giants just need to get their hands on the footy. You can just see there, straight out of the middle, inside forward 50 and a goal for the Sydney side there. The Giants just having a bad time altogether. Withers trying to flick it out the side door. Edwards, Grace. Boots the ball up towards half forward. Coming out and meeting it was Bolger. Now Pickett in a foot race. Got Kane to beat. Tackled beautifully by Pickett. Umpire will come in and ball it up.
And just watch, if you watch that on replay, go and have a look at the timing of Pickett. He waited for him and then got him around here. I'm going on the lower part of Jake's bicep so he couldn't give away a free kick.
Watch out, David. They might pop out and get you.
Get the sun's out, guns out, isn't it?
So Edwards takes the advantage, goes back to Grace. He plays on. Gets onto his left. Comes back to Gibbs. That's Kaya Gibbs. But the siren sounded for the drinks break. And this will be important for the Giants who need to find some sort of spark.
That's an understatement. We'll have a short break just up here. Just a quick break. It's been a long afternoon. Jake's in the he's had, how many is this? This is the 8th half of football today for the great man. Is that right? Yeah, so great job from you. And as I said earlier on, it's great to listen to you and Mick talking and commentating. You have a really good rapport. You're both very smart in football. I sat out here listening to you. I got the lead. It was great to listen to you too, I must admit. And again, there we had it. And just a bit of promotion for this one again that is coming. The round 2 of AFL Canberra is on a Thursday night, Holy Thursday night, the 17th of April. Women's footy at 6, men's footy at 8. And the hosts are at Allen Ray Oval at Ainslie, Greenway Oval at Tuggeranong, and then East Lakes playing at Football Park at Phillip. And they're the games. Did you know your broadcast schedule yet for that weekend? No, you don't. So that is the week. That's the Thursday night of Easter, and I'm sure you're looking forward. That will be a great night. And mid-April in Canberra will be cool, but it'll be quite pleasant. And let's just hope people get along to support. There's nothing to do the next day. It's a real quietest day of the lot. Get out and support your teams and have a great bonza night watching the footy and listening to Jake and Mick.
And even if you're getting on the Hume or on the Princes Highway down to the coast or whatever, you can just put us on the airwaves and listen all the way down to your coast house, your holiday homes, wherever you're heading for Easter. But yeah, we're really looking forward to the season approaching. That'll be round 2 of the AFL Canberra competition. Drive
safely down that Kings Highway, everybody. Make sure you're very careful, particularly between Braidwood and Nelligan. Just be careful. And that's on All In Sports, of course, who did this extraordinary job based out of Albury. The coverage of sport that All In Sports. I've had a privilege of calling a cricket final once in Goulburn with them, and they're just terrific. Steve and the team, they do a great job, don't they?
They do. We were really expanded this year. We took on some mixed martial arts and some combat sports a couple of weeks ago here in Canberra. I think we've gone from about 11 or 12 games a weekend to now 20. We're streaming live on All In Sports. A whole new website has come along with it too, David. So plenty to look forward to on All In Sports, not just here in Canberra, but plenty of footy leagues around Australia, in New South Wales as well as country Victoria as well. I think the Ovens and Murray is one of the strongest footy leagues.
I think the Ovens and Murray, with no disrespect, I think it's the strongest country football league in Australia.
And the Hume as well down there that All In Sports takes.
It does indeed. It does indeed. Down there based in Albury. But Ovens and Murray, holy cow, that's good football. Back to the centre we go, which is an interesting thing that Jake picked up that wasn't done in this morning's games. It has been this afternoon. Back to Jake Altieri. Here we go for the resumption of the third quarter here at Patches Asphalt Park.
So Hold'em and Crouch ready to do battle once more. Grace is in there for the Sydney Siders. The boys from the west needing something. Crouch going straight down looking for Edwards. Coming through the other way was Snelling for the Giants. Now Higgins. Let's kick off the side of the boot. Now up towards half forward looking for Withers. A good mark taken. Warden was the delivery man on that occasion.
from the great Nanga Park Cricketing United Goannas.
Now Withers, sizzling ball inside. Looks ready to take his game to the next level. There's Oliver Withers as he picks out Bailey Dean Latanis.
You know, I was referring to Wooden, of course, is a Nanga Park player, but Withers, goodness me, he's got some skills. Belconnor Maggie he is over there at Kipax. Great setup over there.
Awesome setup.
It is. It's just great for a couple of different codes, actually.
Latanis now on the runway. Just to give the Giants something. Hasn't hit all of it, but he smashed it into the post there. Liking that post on the right-hand side today. They would have hit it 2 or 3 times, I think, David. And unfortunately not narrowing that margin down much at all.
You called that off the boot. He's absolutely missed that one. Munged it. Playing on, getting that ball. What's that for? So there's a free kick being given for. It looks like it's in the centre circle, and is for interference off the wall. Is that Dunshay? It is. So the non-controlling umpires, it's called the Dunshay, and he's been forced to go to the centre circle. That's because the ball was back here. That's a free kick's been given. Umpire's getting it perfectly right, and a quick transference of the ball coming in centrally to Edwards. Takes the mark. The ball went about 15.13 metres, but it got there. And Edwards, who's been quite superb today, he's almost got dead set leather poisoning today. And he'll be kicking probably from 45 metres, slight angle. And again, the breeze is there, so he's got to kick this right goalpost. I'll hand it over to you, Jake. I can't see it.
Edwards sends it on its way. He didn't miss a whole lot because that was gun barrel straight.
That caps off a superb performance so far from Inglis Edwards. He was in the best 6 for East Coast last year in a side that struggled almost every week. He was that good. I remember you telling me when we were in commentary last year how often Moorfoot was in Gungahlon's best, in a no disrespect meant to Gungahlon whatsoever, who side that struggled a bit, and Moorfoot was all. And I thought he played good representative football. I thought he was slightly unlucky not to make the next side up. But there was if you look at the players that are in that side, holy cow, there were some good players in that website.
Had to lose a good one to put a good one in.
Yeah. Back to the centre, Crouch taps it down. Grace has had an absolute picnic today. That's a push in the back and paid, or a sling. Umpire's got it. Pretty good today. Handball out, Hold'em. Wide out there from Prenter. Higgins on that far wing. Running on, trying to generate with run and carry. That's a half volley. That is not a mark. Oh, wow, okay. I called that from a long way away, but I thought that was half volley territory. He's got a kick from it's reasonably wide. It's about a 45-degree angle. Latanis again. Probably want to get this. He's kicked that. It's a Gary Owen. It's gone dead set up and down to one spot with that wind. And for me, the wind is helping AFL Sydney. That ball went up and down almost, Jacob, in one spot, and the breeze just got it up in the air.
Jovanovic probably should have made a meal of that. Out of the ruck, Withers. Quick left foot shot on goal. McMillan's there, trying to keep it in play. He does. Latanis leaves it for Warden, I think it is, who had his kick smothered. Still a chance for the Giants. That's got to be a thrower holding the footy. Umpire calls play on. Shepherd left it behind. Put the whistle away as the umpire. Now AFL Sydney on the counter-attack. Out wide, looking for Ralph. Just bounced end on end, not the best for him. Whistles have really gone away. Higgins at the bottom of that pack. The umpire will finally come in.
How good was that scrambling defence? The Giants had 4 pings at goal there from 5 metres out.
A couple of smothers, a couple of goal-saving tackles.
Go on.
Trying to spin through.
Football moves. Yeah, great call.
That's holding the footy. The kick probably just hasn't gone deep enough. Jovanovic did well to cause a contest. Bursting through was Alka. They're away again. They're AFL Sydney. Gilheeney ducking under them. No one's touched that, have they?
That's a goal. That's a goal. Wow.
It is. He's kicked that from the centre square. Jaden Gilheeney.
That is third. Close. Kick 2 down here from set shots on the left-hand end.
It is.
Score check for you. AFL Sydney 9-8. A remarkable turnaround in shooting. They've kicked 8 straight. The Giants Academy 1-8. It's 48 points the difference. 4.5 minutes left in the quarter. I was talking a minute ago about Jack Ward becoming a manga player. Of course, Harry Hilmerberg is a manga player. And this is where a lot of that's Giants country. The Riverina, as you know, well, is Giants country. It's Giants heartland, actually. And
interesting news a few weeks back that the Giants are building a VFL hub in Albury. After a few of the Albury players ended up down at Werribee and picked up onto AFL lists, they've decided to go back and have another crack in the Albury region. And unfortunately, they've lost that as their region for their academy. But they're going to try and pick them up back through the VFL side down there and have an Albury base.
It's a smart move. Albury Wodonga is booming. It is just a booming place. It's a great place, Albury Wodonga. And they love their sport down there. Gee, they're keen on it.
Here's Edwards. Great feed out. Jones, inside forward 50, trying to spear it in towards Dunshay. Giants are doing well here. Deep in defence, Allen. Kick just missed Fairman. Smashed back in. By Jones. They're going to go through for a goal again, is it?
I'm not sure if that was touched, Jake.
It is.
Oh, what a great goal, Jacob Jones. All call, Jake. And this is becoming an absolute rout. AFL Sydney 10-8-68. Giants Academy 1-8. They're leading by 9 goals. That is a very interesting piece of news, and it's smart by the Giants. That Albury Wodonga is massive, and it's such a growth area. And it's booming, and you get this elite talent in male and female football. And one of the challenges is when you go south of Murray and Bidgie, you get a lot of clubs are football and netball clubs. So female athletes have always had this, mostly played netball. Now, football's a major challenge. Our footy's a major challenge to netball. A major challenge. Back to the centre. That was Dunshay, who's gone in to give Crouch a break. Edwards doing as he pleases. He's got dead set Sharon poising, as has Grace. Grooves in and out of traffic. Just very, very graceful, and a pun intended. But he's been superb. Chance. Great smother. Another chance backing up. Little quick kick out. And another goal. Behind. I do beg your pardon. I thought that was a goal, but it wasn't. AFL Sydney 10-9-69. Jake, Academy 1-8-14. I think they'll be glad to pull stumps this afternoon. The Giants are getting a touch-up.
Thought I'd see more from the Giants on this occasion, but I think the point you raised earlier might be right. A couple of bigger bodies in the midfield just sort of throwing these 16, 17-year-olds around.
It's obvious to me that's one of the big differences. Then that wasn't the case in the women's game. The Giants, they're on superior fitness, but there's a clear difference, especially getting pushed off the ball. But Ethan Grace is an absolute... He's one of the best players in Sydney football. He's got a premiership behind him, and you can see that beautiful left foot. And it's fascinating, isn't it, how many good left footers are great kicks of football. Alex Smout's another one who's a superb kicker of football, isn't he? And I mean superb.
He can kick it a mile too, can Ethan Grace. Folger out the back. Had a couple of beats, just lost the footy at the worst possible time. Diving in there was Higgins. He might be in danger if we can't get it out. The umpire circling around, but we'll just be...
Well, I know that Alex Smout's got a lot to do with that, getting Angus Baker interested in playing representative football. And oh my goodness, if he plays for that combined side, help me. He's such a good footballer.
Yeah, that East Lake Demons midfield, probably, or arguably, one of the best in the competition here in Canberra. Bursting his way through was Gibbs. Kicked on his best effort. But he gets it back too, trying to get around one.
Good defence.
Yeah, some strong tackling down there, as David said, by the Giants outfit. Looking to stem the bleeding just a little.
15 seconds left in the quarter by us. This is only on our timing, but it's getting very close to the end of the third quarter. Not as many people here as there were earlier in the day, but that's understandable. Lovely off hands. Skews the kick coming out to the Combox side, rare time Shepherd. Right on the money. That is the end of the third quarter. So at the end of 3 quarters of football, AFL Sydney's put the foot down that quarter. 10-9-69. And the Giants Academy 1-8-14. It's 55 points the difference. We'll have a very short break. We'll be back with you for the last quarter of today's football. Back with you in a minute. Welcome back to Patches Asphalt Park. It's just past 5:30 in the afternoon. And Been a huge day. Jake, have you enjoyed the 3.5, 3 games you've called today?
Yeah, they've been quite interesting, I think, or exciting to see, especially these academies for both the Sydney Swans and the GWS Giants run out. Hopefully a few names that we can call out at the end of November and say, I was there that day and I've called X, Y and Z in a game previously. It's just a couple of names to drop along the way, I think, David. But no, really hoping to follow these players along their journeys, especially the next couple of years with these 16-year-olds and these AFL Sydney and AFL Canberra players into their seasons upcoming.
Absolutely. For probably the second last time this afternoon, we've of course got a drinks break in this quarter. It's over to Jake Altieri to take us away.
Thanks, David. 1 quarter to go from Patches Asphalt Park. Off the head of Houston, trying to burst through was Hilton. And a free kick is going the way of Hilton. And the GWS Giants flying through off half-back was Matthews. He'll give it back to Hilton, who ran into a brick wall. Baldwin was in there, but there was 3 or 4 Sydney-siders ready to slam him to the deck.
That sums up the last 2.5 quarters for me.
And they go at it again. Edwards happy just to let Withers. Lays around on his back as we go again. Middle of Patches Asphalt Park. Crouch. Slamming it forward. Kane couldn't keep his feet. Edwards in there once more. Trying to burst on through, but claimed by Matthews on that occasion. And we'll go again. Houston winning the tap down. Withers. 3, 4, 5 bites of the cherry. Turn it over. Hilton. Houston never handball to a ruckman, and that's on display there. Popped up well.
Unless that ruckman's Dean Cox, the new coach of the Sydney Swans.
Popped up well, Kobe Hilton, and they're off again. Giants really locking down well in the first part of this final term. Just as I say, Grace gets a handball away, and a free kick will go the way of Sydney.
I think the umpire put his hand the wrong way. He did. He's given that free kick to Sydney, and it's actually a Giants kick.
He'll go the way of Matthews.
Matthews onto his left, off one step, kicks it 45 metres. Nice little nudge out there. Cruising around the back is Mitchell. Gets it out towards Jones, who kicked a stunning goal on that third quarter. Wobble of a kick comes up there to Kai Gibbs. Goes down the line. That might be 50. No. Decided it was in the contest. Fair enough. Gibbs looping around the back. Needs to get this to the hot spot. He does. Should be an easy raffle of a mark. There it is to the Giants. Arthur going wide. Over there to hold him. Goes with the handball. Chubb ball. That was an iffy handball. It had to be perfect. He's on the back foot when he gave it. Not really advisable in your own 50. Got to be precise. Here comes the pressure. Ralph delivers. Just off. Should be the easiest goal of his career to Nick Dunshea. It is. Another goal, AFL Sydney. AFL Sydney, 11-9-75. The Giants, 1-8-14.
He's worked hard, Dunshea. Good to see him get his just desserts with a snag in the final quarter.
Spent some time on the ball as well, relieving Crouch. Crouch has been outstanding.
There hasn't been many that you could say had a quiet game or a poor game for the AFL Sydney side today.
Oh, no, well, maybe one or two of the backmen because they haven't seen much of the football. But even then, they've been terrific. I've been very impressed with Grace and Edwards. And I think it makes a big difference that Grace and Edwards run different channels because one's right-footed and one's left. And Grace always tries to align himself on the left side of the ground. His home ground is quite similar in size to this. It's one of the few Australian rules grounds in Australia that's synthetic surface, accordingly. I mean, there is Withers, who I think's been very impressive from the Giants. Over there is Higgins going wide on his left. What a great kick. And pushing the back. I thought he might have saw that over the line, but he gets it pushing the back. Trying to work at 50, but didn't get it. There's a 45 ball on, but that would be a 15-metre kick at best. Cruises on the left foot. Elborn goes long. Push out, I thought, and he's seen. Umpire gets that right. Perfect position in that side-on spot. Jasper Couch with the football. Goes short, the ruckman. Gets it out to Edwards. I reckon that'll be Edwards' 27th or 28th touch at least. Poor kick. Quite simply poor. Puts his mate Crouch under pressure. Giants rebounding. Oh, the big man's got the football. Hold him. rare 4A forward for the Giants. He should be actually concentrating on kicking this. I know Jake was casting aspersions on Ruckman a minute ago, but he's entitled to shoot. He's going to give it off, and that's why. Thumping kick. Dunshay's on his own over here. Takes a mark and goes. Now he's got to kick this long to it, but he doesn't. He checks the kick beautifully. Good defence there from the Giants in Heyman. Excellent tackle. That was clever from Dunshay, but the Giants read that really. He saw him check that kick. He had Pickett running into space, but he decided to pull the kick, Jake.
He's good with the follow-up too, was Nick Dunshay, and he's in the ruck now. Plenty of bodies flying around, just missed the handball to Hilton, but he was very good to clean it up and take a bounce all the way through. Middle of Patches Asphalt Park. Long footy inside, looking for and finding Jovanovic.
He has a decent pair of hands when he gets himself. Even in contest, he's long levers, long arms, and he's hard to stop in them. When he's in front, he's a good grab, Jovanovic.
Reminds me of a fellow who might be deceptively quick. Jack Jovanovic. Never tested him in a foot race. Now that would be some coverage on All In Sports. Jovanovic had a couple of chances earlier on in the match. Still looking for his first goal. He kicked one out on the full and one through the behinds. Third time lucky for Jack Jovanovic. And that's exactly what it is. Giants kicked their first goal for a very long time. And the margin's back to 55 points.
Now, did Jovanovic play in the Premier Division Grand Final for Queensland last year? He did. As a sort of a small forward, or?
Sort of the third, almost like your Tom Lynch, your third lead-up forward, especially across half forward there and up towards the wing. Had a couple of them last year, did the Queanbeyan Tigers with Tim Clary as well, who came out of retirement and I believe went straight back in.
Yeah, Eastlake in the Grand Final, did they not?
They did. Eastlake were in front at half-time and got gunned down.
Mm-hmm.
Grace.
Almost kicked that. He can almost kick that. Oh, holy cow, he's kicked that a long way.
The distance wasn't a problem at all.
No. He's such a superb technical kick. Jake, everything's right about the way he kicks the football on his left foot. Shepherd's on here. Thank you. Goes short to Heyman. Drops the mark. This is where they're getting cut to pieces with their inaccuracy inside the forward 50. He should have a shot at goal there. His entitled was Longmire. Off to the side. Dunshay's got a 1-on-2. He needs a stoppage if he can get it. Oh, he's got the football. I don't know how he's done that. That is remarkable from Dunshay. Play continues. Steps inside. Off the side of the boot. And I do not know how Dunshay did that. That was quite extraordinary. Score check for you. 11-11-77. AFL Sydney Giants 2-8. We're 2.5 minutes from the last drinks break of the afternoon. Over here to Warden. Run well. I tell you what, I reckon he's had a go today, especially in the second half, Higgins. At the back. Jovanovic might go off the ground, will he? No. Jake, over to you. I'm obscured here, mate.
Be a free kick.
Jovanovic?
No, it'll go the other way. Okay. To Tui. Hasn't had much to do down there today, but when he's had the job ahead, he's performed it well. Across the goals. Gibbs. Keep going around that outer side. Bosniakovic. I'll get that right one day. Longmire. Being chased down, and that's holding the footy, is it? Umpire calls play on for a hold. And Longmire takes the advantage. Cheeky little one inside. Edwards takes the mark about 40 from home.
These players are going to be sore and weary tonight and in need of some sports drinks, I would suggest you. A long afternoon. Hopefully it's cooling down from a bit out there, Jake. It is it's really a 4:45 in standard time, but
Edwards sends it on its way. It never really looked likely, and it's out of bounds on the full. I do think the drive home will be nervous times for cramps coming up, especially for the drivers.
Today's one of those days where you'd have potassium or even salt tablets, I reckon. He's been pretty good, Hilton. He's got a lot of the football today. Out here to Latanis, who looks like he's a likely half-forward type. Got the wrist bandage on today. That was a poor kick, to be fair. Got to go hard at football. Did very well with great hands. Della, who does this so often for Inner West. Great Chang football, AFL Sydney. Across from Roberts, and they've squared play up. Now this next key kick's the critical one. Pulls the kick, goes to Edwards, who's absolutely run amok today. He must have bad Rexona because no one's gone absolutely near him. That's as soon as I say that, he shanks his kick at Jake Altieri.
Bugden, right place, right time. Shepherd.
Sorry in a minute.
Back to Bugden. Half volley, tried to claim it, did Hilton. Umpire calls play on. Bugden's gone over a third time. Just trying to shovel it forward. Withers. Trying to burst through. Was Perrott. Turned it over. Sydney now with the footy in hand. Roberts. Della. Did really well to straighten himself up. Get a kick inside. Forward 50. Just leaving the footy behind was Gibbs. He lays a good tackle. The umpire will come in.
This is interesting. We've now gone well past the 10-minute mark. I just wonder if they've shelved the drinks and they want to finish the game. I just wonder if that's the case because we've now gone 10 and a half minutes without that break.
Getting late in the day.
Yep.
Here at Patches Asphalt Park as Longmire slams it on the boot around towards the hot spot. Whistle's been blown. A free kick will go the way of the Giants.
Should be 50 metres. Oh, then they paid the goal. So it was a free kick to AFL Sydney.
It was a chop of the arms. The advantage just played on.
And it was he took it immediately, to be fair. So
I had no idea what was going on. Might have been William Gibb again.
Might have been. AFL Sydney 12-11-83. And the Giants 2-8-20. It's 63 points the difference. It's been a demolition, particularly from about the 10-minute mark in the first quarter. The Giants came out flying. But then the man who's running into the square on your screen right now, Grace and Edwards, have had an absolute picnic. I reckon they'd have 60 touches between them, Jake. And they've just been superb. I've been impressed with Hilton. He's had a crack. And Latanis has got some touches. And, the Jovanovic, I think the Queanbeyan people were quite happy with his performance, given limited opportunities. Grace, again, keeps on getting kicks. Ball forced to ground level. Hilton trying to get that out. Somehow got a handball out. I do not know how. Tackle made in there on Snelling. Gee, has he had prior? Grace might have a shot here. I'm just questioning, under the rules of the laws of the game, whether he had prior. Grace, he's going to have a shot. Now he goes low. I don't think he actually got that. And that's hit the post on the bounce, I reckon. So it looks like the drinks break's been dispensed with, Jake. Gone. 7 3/4 minutes left over to you, sir.
They're nearing 6 o'clock here. Sydney, some of the Sydney boys probably have more than a 3-hour journey home. Ralph's done that really well. Didn't touch it before it was bounced. Would have been a free kick otherwise. Shelved out by the Sydney siders. Withers. Sharks the handball. We'll get the 1-2 with Allen. And up the wing. Shepherd. Takes the mark. Looking inboard. Good kick too. Finds Fairman. Gave the handball away. Sold his mate straight into trouble. But he gets it back, Fairman. Trying to make amends. Bouncing footy inside forward 50 for the Giants. Jovanovic bounced over his head. Mopping up is Foster. Out wide. It'll be Roberts out there with the footy in hand. Gave the handball away. Umpire calls play on. Good tackle by McMillan.
Should be holding the ball.
Umpires sort of look at each other saying, who's blowing the whistle here? Eventually it'll be a ball up.
6.5 minutes left in the final quarter. It's a 63-point lead at AFL Sydney. They've been compelling and convincing today. Kick around the corner. Hit and hope, really. Is that out of bounds on the full? It is. Free kick deep over there in defence. I think it's Bosniakovic. Thank you. Goes across goals. They're on out here. This kick's got to be good. Oh, they're out. They really are out this time. Della's the next kick in the procession. He gets the mark. He should go inside, steps his man, goes to the 45 handball to Edwards, who turns around, just has so much time, Angus Edwards. And this is... Now it's Grace. Can he deliver? Good defensive work. Really well done Hunter Higgins plays on, comes wide, and that's not his best. Jacob Jones, a goalkeeper earlier today, off one step. Gets the ball there to Harry Elborn. Brilliantly smothered. Great football, Fairman. Shepherd. Trouble gone. Just took too long. And Mitchell, they're still going hard now. The Sydney side, this is what they want. They want to keep on scoring. They do not want to take the foot off the gas. It is representative footy after all. Beautiful but front and square position, roving there. That's a one-hand handball technically, and that's not should be for a kick against you. Kane going wide. Jovanovic has got a step here. He might actually have enough time to get onto his right foot. Beats a tackle. He should finish this, Jovanovic. Gets it around the corner, and it goes out of bounds. He just couldn't get it to curve. And I thought he might have had a real shot there, Jake. With 5 minutes to go, it's still 63 to difference. AFL Sydney in front.
Probably what we were speaking about earlier in a couple of games where he had more time than he thought. Probably could have taken a couple more steps closer to the goal and straightened himself up, but off a couple of steps sent it goalward.
These players are entitled to be exhausted, to be honest.
They are. They've been hard at it from the get-go. Crouch. They're one of the better ones for AFL Sydney today. That ball's tumbling out towards the outer side. Snelling will be on the first one's back. Cleverly taps it back towards Matthews, who did really well with the pick-up. The fast hands were too fast, but in fact he'll get a free kick for contact below the knees. Matthews goes in short. Kane it is, rather. Just outside 50. We'll pop it up to the hot spot. Let's see if we can get a spectacular mark here. Oh, we almost did with McMillan. And a free kick will go the way of AFL Sydney.
That's interesting. I'm aware of this fight. I'm not sure what the kick was for. It must have been on hands on the shoulders or something.
I'm not sure myself, David, as we continue down the outer side through Kai Gibbs. Now on centering, ball to be won. Oldham's got to do the work. The big ruckman, he did well. Gave it to Bugden. Now back inside forward 50 for the Giants.
Wasn't Jankovic.
He did really well there. Had 3 to beat, but turned the footy over.
You were quite happy with me to pronounce that, weren't you, Jokey, after a long day?
I was. I'm just a bunch of jumbled letters to me now.
The entire list of players is behind this kick, if that makes sense to you. Everyone, all 36, 35 players other than the kicker. Got to get rid of that football. Great tackling. That might have gone out of bounds, I think, carried over. And with 3 minutes left, so they've dispensed with the drinks in the last quarter. They're just quite happy to get out of here. Let's just pray that no one gets an injury now. And the only injury they get is a bit of cramp. No one wants to get hurt now, especially this early in the season. It's been a good day here. Well done to everybody. AFL Canberra, AFL Sydney, everybody. The Queanbeyan Football Club have done an outstanding job. We thank them for hosting. Like most, kick out, and that'll be behind. I reckon it is. Just been a really good day's footy in tough conditions for football, but it's been a good day. I'm sure Queanbeyan has made a quid. And out here to Roberts. This comes wide. Wozniakovic makes space so easily to Oscar. Oh, goodness me, that was massive. Oh, my goodness, that was huge. It's Gibbs and Arthur, and Arthur's okay. And Gibbs is just... I'm not necessarily convinced that was anything other than accidental, to be honest. And that's the way it's been viewed. Gibbs has got up. I don't know how he absolutely flattened. That's not what you need at the end of a tough day. Your thoughts, Jake Altieri?
Sucking in the big ones. He has to be. He's got to get back into the game now. But, geez, that was solid. Heard the slap from up here.
Back here to Fitzgerald. Slices it. Shepherd's all over this like a cheap suit. Steps inside. I reckon Shepherd's got some ability. So is this guy, Latanos. The handball, however, intercepted by Tui. And final winner himself with North Shore. That should be an easy chesty. And Jovanovic is going to have one of the last kicks of goal today right out there in the shadows, which I'll hand over to Jake because I'm slightly obscured.
His 4th shot on goal, or 5th, really.
Yeah.
Jack Jovanovic. Kicked the goal. He's looked pretty good up forward, especially with the Giants sucking up the ground and turning and burning.
And Queanbeyan's home first game of the season as well. They're here at Patches Asphalt on the 12th, and then they go away on the Thursday night football at Holy Thursday at Easter.
So Jovanovic on the runway would have kicked many a goal from here in training, but not today as he pushes it across the face for one behind.
2-10. Interesting if it was 10-2. Still, I think AFL Sydney. Grace has got the football. I wonder if he'll dispense with going short. Della's on short. He should go out here. He's got a man out here in Roberts. He gets him. And they're tucked away in the pocket. Where's the next one going to? Mitchell. I'll get you to call this, Jake. I'm obscured.
It's Elborn. Back inside. Jones. Clock winding down, only 10 seconds remaining on what's been a long but enjoyable day of football as Jones gets crunched and he gets the handball away. And there's the siren on what's been an awesome day of football here in the nation's capital. The final score of the final match between the GWS Giants Academy and the AFL Sydney men's under-22's goes the way of the Sydney men's. It's 12-11-83, the Giants 2-10-22.
Been a great day of football here. That was a comprehensive performance. AFL Sydney. They'll be very pleased to get that run under their belt. Very pleased. Now, make sure that you're listening next week. So, first of all, let's go to Jake. Games in Canberra, venue, please.
Games in Canberra to be the GWS Giants Academy up against the AFL Canberra under-22s, both from Allen Ray Oval. Have to recheck the times, but I think they're about 11 o'clock. The game starts there.
And around about the same time, maybe a touch later in Sydney, that's AFL Sydney against the Swans Academy. That's coming live from Blacktown International Sports Park. Jake and Nick will be with you.